Hello and welcome to The One Show with Matt Baker.
And Angelica Bell, and yes, it's true, the hairy bikers weren't seeing things there. We do have a 40-foot inflatable pig floating outside the studio tonight.
Now, you might be sitting on your sofas wondering...
These are live pictures.
Why? They are. Look at him. Well, it's all to do with Pink Floyd, an album cover and an air traffic control incident.
Yes, we will be talking more about this later on. We'll be going back to that shot a lot throughout the show, because it just looks so
flying pig.
But first, let's meet tonight's guests.
It's about time we explained why we've got a giant pig floating outside the studio.
Yes, here is Phil with the story of this not-so-little piggy and how it ended up floating a long, long way from home.
Many people will remember 1976 as the year we had an incredible heat wave. And the year Concorde took off with its first passengers. But perhaps less well remembered is something else that took to the sky that year. A flying pig?
This is Battersea Power Station in London. It looks a little bit different right now as it's undergoing redevelopment. But 40 years ago, it was used to create one of the most iconic album covers in music history.
The album was Pink Floyd's Animals, which famously features a giant pig floating over the London landmark. In 1976, they didn't have the digital wizardry we have today. So to achieve the effect, they brought in a 40-foot-long inflatable pig named Algie. Pink Floyd's creative director, Aubrey Powell, was in charge of the photo shoot that day.
So, Aubrey, we're virtually at the spot where the photograph was taken.
Almost exactly. It was exactly at this point all those years ago, and as you can see, it's almost identical in the climate of the day.
And whose idea was it?
It was Roger Waters' idea. He had already designed the pig for their live shows, and he wanted to fly it between the two chimneys on the power station, so he asked me, can you get that together?
The whole band turned up to watch, and drummer Nick Mason remembers it well.
It's a whopper.
It's a whopper. You're obviously a connoisseur of these things.
Well, no, but she's not a tiddler. And why a pig?
The theme of the record was animals. It was actually built by the Zeppelin factory.
So what was the pig attached to?
Well, it had a pretty secure steel cable attached to a winch on the back of a truck.
And were there any concerns that anything might go wrong?
We were required to have a sharpshooter on parade to shoot the pig down in the event of it escaping.
Sadly, the sharpshooter wasn't around at the vital moment.
And then all of a sudden...
Badoing!
And it was free.
Yeah.
Algie was free.
Yeah.
The pig's on the wing.
How did it break?
Basically, well, I don't want to go into technical details.
No.
The helium in the pig was just too strong and too buoyant.
What were you thinking?
Absolute panic. And as soon as I saw it flying up there, with the aeroplanes flying behind it, I thought, oh my God, this is trouble.
Heathrow's air traffic control was worried that Algie would drift into the flight path over London. So they contacted this man, David Voy, and asked him to track down the runaway pig.
Driver, we're on the trail of a flying pig. So, David, 1976, you were a police helicopter pilot and asked to follow Algie across the skies of London. What were your instructions?
Well, I was sent across to find this pig, which is a somewhat unusual request. And luckily it was a clear day, a bit like today, and this pig stands out. It's about the size of a bus, so it's quite easy to see.
And you had to then follow it wherever it went?
Well, one of the problems for air traffic was that they couldn't see it because there's no metal in the pig. So they used my transponder, which is the air traffic radar system, to work out where the pig was, and I stayed underneath it. And basically they routed all the airliners around us.
Was it one of the most bizarre days in your life?
I have to say I haven't had a request since like it since.
Well, I've only followed a little bit of Algie's journey, which actually continued for 32 miles, until he burst a trotter and came down in a field in Kent. There ending probably one of the most bizarre aviation journeys in history.
But that wasn't the end for Algie. He was patched up and in the air the next day to complete the photo shoot. So Pink Floyd got their album cover. What's more, Algie went on to travel the world as part of Pink Floyd's Animals tour in 1977.
Which just goes to prove some pigs can fly.
And that is the original Algie outside the studio.
That's brilliant.
The original, yeah. Yeah. No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, it is. Well, listen, we want you to go in search of a little bit of Pink Floyd history for us, if you don't mind. If you're up for a little bit
absolutely.
Well, we've got Pete here with a camera. He's got a
Hello,
rucksack
Pete.
with him. He's full of sandwiches. They're all cucumbers, so don't worry
Oh,
about it.
they're all great. Yeah. Only 4 days a week, though, are we?
So if you basically just head it, go under the pig and turn left.
Under the pig and turn left.
Under the pig, turn left. Under the pig and turn left. Under the pig and turn left.
Don't worry about that. Pete will make it all clear when you get there.
That's a pig.
Well, while the boys are off on their mission, we have Tommy here to talk more about Pink Floyd.
That's right. We're celebrating Pink Floyd at the moment, not only with big old Algie outside, which, can I just say, wasn't easy to inflate. It took a whole team of people to get
It was an hour,
Algie.
wasn't it? An hour.
It took an hour, and I can condense that hour for you. I'll show you some footage in a minute of Algie going up from start to
There we
finish.
go.
From flat pig to fat pig. Then there he is, up in the air, just like that. Why are we doing this? Because they are having an exhibition at the V&A this Saturday to celebrate 50 years of Pink Floyd. 50 years since their first album and first single, and there's a huge exhibition, which you can see some of the things on display here.
Well, this is the thing, because they were so flamboyant, weren't they?
They loved a spectacle.
And you can see all the spectacular that's there. There's the inflatable teacher, you've got the wall itself, psychedelic posters, instruments, artwork, original handwritten lyrics. This is
I'd
one
love to
for
go and
all
see that. I think
mad
it'd be good.
Pink Floyd fans. Yeah, they'd love it.
Yeah.
It's a real,
hello.
real feast.
Yeah.
Real feast for the eyes. Oh, this.
All right, lads. Yeah, you're doing well. Keep going. You are nearly there. You are nearly there. I'll tell you what.
Drafty, though, Matt. Drafty.
Yeah.
I was good about to say. I'm wearing...
Yeah, you crack on and we'll talk about some Pink Floyd album covers. Tell me if you don't mind.
Yes, the album covers have gone down in history. They're iconic now. You think of the Division Bell, 1994, the two metal heads, which are also on display at the V&A. They weigh a ton. Now, the story behind this one is they originally wanted them in a field in Cambridge with the Ely Cathedral in the background.
Yeah.
What happened? The guys delivered them to the wrong field in Cambridge. Imagine how annoying that is. If you just moved a 1-ton giant metal head and you're like, what's that? Wrong field. Right, but eventually they got it to the right field, and that's the cover you can see today, has the actual Ely Cathedral in the background, and the iconic album is born.
And those heads, they're going to be actually on show as well?
Oh, they're on display, and it wasn't easy getting them into the V&A as well. We've got a picture of the guys, about 20 guys it takes to move a 1-ton metal head. There they are, trying to move those into the V&A as well.
And they've definitely got the right exhibition centre.
I'm pretty sure so. We'll find out on Saturday.
Now, I think Dave and Si are at the plaque. Should we go?
they're there?
Yeah, they're there.
Hey!
Right, chaps, what have you found? Come on, tell us.
Hey! We found it. We found the plaque between 1962 and 1966. Nick Mason, Roger Waters and Richard Wright studied at the Regent Street Polytechnic, where they formed Pink Floyd. Right. Yep.
So they were studying architecture.
And it's that background in architecture that's influenced the album covers, that's made them have that staging, that vision, that spectacular in the sound and the lighting. They put all that together from their architectural university background.
Well, like Dave and Si said, they're huge fans of Pink Floyd, and apparently you had a bit of a situation with the drummer of Pink Floyd. Are they there?
We did with Nick Mason. But look, we've got the pig there as well. Look. The plaque, the pig. Yeah, we were at a do at the Savoy. We sat behind Nick Mason's table, and we were overcome with excitement. Yeah. And they played a Pink Floyd track. And the funniest thing was, Nick Mason was playing imaginary drums with his feet. They were going so funny. He was brilliant.
And we had a few drinks with him, and what a thoroughly
lovely
nice
man.
Lovely man.
And then we went out and bought even more Pink Floyd albums.
Yeah. And look, you can see the pig's bum from here, look.
Cheers, lads. You can make your way back now. We'll see you in a little while, you see? Just round the corner. It is quite incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is so
Come back
close.
in now.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on in. We'll turn your mics down.